Greetings, everyone, and welcome to my very first part of my Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Permadeath playthrough. I'm going to call this the Dragonborn challenge because I'm going to play through the main quest, and I kind of view this character as my canon Dragonborn. So I actually have a few rules, and obviously the number one golden rule is if I die, I completely delete the character and never touch him again. I'm also playing with some survival mods and some weather mods because I think Skyrim's actually a really easy game. I'm almost confident that I could actually beat the game if I'm prepared and I prepare my character, stock up on potions and spells, without dying. Number two, obviously, my rule is for every Elder Scrolls game, roleplay. Make decisions that my character would make. And number three, my third rule would be if the viewer wants, they could choose my next character. If my Nord character dies, which I'm sure might happen. It's been years since I played Skyrim. I'm going to be playing on expert difficulty. I've already set the difficulty. And I'm also playing with some Creation Club content. Now, I've never played the Creation Club content, but I've heard that some of the items and artifacts can be overpowered and can be attained early on. I'm going to avoid getting any of that stuff until I hit like level 40 or above. I don't want a cheap start or anything of that sort. But I think I've mentioned everything I needed to mention. I'm going to play with alternate start so we can skip the Helgen intro. And we're just going to start the game. Start a new game. Creations are currently loaded. Note, achievements are disabled. Yes, that's perfectly fine. I don't really care about achievements. Okay, so we're gonna go with a Nord, like I stated. And I don't really fiddle around with the faces all that much. I just go with the presets and add some facial hair. And so forth. So we're gonna keep them at that skin tone. I think that's good enough. I'm actually used to playing Skyrim with an Xbox controller. I always felt like Skyrim was a bit weird that, it always felt better with a controller, but this time I'm going to try to roll with keyboard and mouse. Skyrim's the weird game, right? That it was just meant for consoles. Let's add some scars. Because I actually like this default face quite a bit. I actually like the eye color too. I'm going to see if there's any like a deeper blue, but it's actually a pretty good eye color. I mean, I think that could work, right? The one, no, I think. Let's check the eye colors. Yeah, I don't know why a Nord would have like this deep of a color. Maybe like he's a warlock or something, but that's not how I see my Nord. So I think I'm going to choose this deeper blue. Like I said, I'm not going to fiddle around with the options too much. I do want to get rid of that red eye tint, though. Let's see. Is it eyeshadow? Yeah, it looks weird. There we go. Much better. It looks like he's drunk with like, the red eyes and everything. Let's see what kind of hair options we got. Now, the facial hair that I want. Now, I really love this hairstyle, but I don't think... I mean, not this hairstyle, but this beard. Well, mustache, but I don't think I'm going to roll with it this time, because it's what I typically pick. Let's see. I think I'm going to choose this one. This very rugged, very big bearded kind of style. I might choose this blonde hair, maybe black. But for now, let's just check the hair options. I don't like the mohawk. I don't see him that way. I see him as barbaric, but I definitely don't see him as with a mohawk. So let's see what other hairstyles we could choose. I somewhat like this one. It's not too bad. Honestly, this might be the best sort of hairstyle we can get. I like it. The pushed back, long hair, the two braids, the two Nordic braids. Alright, so I'm going to choose a hair color. I don't think black will work for this character. Maybe a light blonde. And, so the way I see this character is I kind of see him as... I'm going to be a spell sword. That's one thing I actually forgot to mention, I added a magic mod, but it's not overpowered from what I've seen. It's kind of like vanilla plus magic because, you know, default Skyrim's magic system was really, really lacking and just underpowered. You know, being a spell sword in vanilla Skyrim was kind of pointless. So I kind of see him as, you know, his very Nordic, very proud of being a Nord. His mother was a priestess of Kine, the Nordic version, not Kinnereth. And he's heroic, but very barbaric, very mean. He kind of hates dark elves. Now, he wouldn't kill a dark elf for no reason, especially if they're innocent, but he won't really hide the fact that he hates them. So let's choose a war paint. Perhaps this could work. I kind of like this one, right? Let's see if they have it in blue. We're going to go either heavy armor or light armor. I haven't really decided yet. I kind of like this washed out war paint. This one's not bad, but I might not choose any war paint actually. Let's see. Yeah, for now actually we're not gonna choose any war paint. So I think that's actually it for this character. Like I said, I don't like to fiddle around with the character creation too much. I think he looks good enough. His name is Gunnar Warsworn. Alright, he wants to die in battle, and that sort of thing. You know, he's a traditional sort of Nord. Except, you know, he believes in the concept of magic. I see, like I said, I see his mother as a witch warrior of Kinnereth. You know, he doesn't have a father figure. His father died in the Legion at a young age, and, you know, he mainly grew up with her in the woods of Skyrim, kind of away from other people. You're feeling a bit thirsty. Okay. And obviously, there's some graphical mods, but nothing too crazy. I don't like anything too crazy, anything that strays away from the game.
My child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
So I arrived on board a ship. I do like the concept of him being away from Skyrim for many years. An outlaw, that's something I could actually imagine him doing, being an outlaw. Like I said, he's not evil. He's actually heroic, but he's more like a Conan-ish kind of heroic. He'll probably save a village of burning dark elves, but, you know, he still won't like them kind of thing. I was shipwrecked off the coast. Now, this is actually brutal. I actually remember using this years ago, and that's probably just going to get us killed in the beginning. Especially with the survival mods. I'm Eric the Slayer's childhood friend. That's actually kind of sweet. I'm a Vigilant of Stendar. Could use that for like a future sort of paladin or cleric character. So let's see what we have here. I'm a soldier in the army. That could work, but I don't see him that way. I think I'm camping in the woods. That's another option, right? I can kind of see him being, you know, in the woods, arriving at Skyrim, just not aware what's going on. But I kind of like the idea of him, you know, arriving on a boat, right? He could have been in Cyrodiil, perhaps in High Rock adventuring. He's been away from Skyrim for many years. So I'm going to say arrived on a ship. What city did you sail to? Raven Rock. Now that's kind of a... It's kind of a interesting start. Windhelm? Perhaps, right? I think that may make some sort of sense. Perhaps Dawnstar. Or Solitude, right? He might... I think this character is going to be a Stormcloak. But we'll get into the depths of that later. Oh man, I might just click Surprise Me, because in terms of this character, I don't know what the best thing to go with is. I think I might choose Solitude.
A life filled with opportunity awaits you, traveler.
Alright, let's say he was in High Rock or in Cyrodiil and he decided to travel back to Skyrim after, you know, he heard rumors of war brewing, and he's kind of starting to become discontent with the Empire. Akatosh is the god of time and the chief deity of the Nine Divines. He is depicted as a dragon and chose that form to battle Mehrunes Dagon in the Oblivion Crisis. Okay, so Survival mode. Survival adds the need to eat, sleep, and stay warm. It also adds additional challenges, such as no fast travel, reduced carry weight, and leveling up. Only when you sleep. No, you see, we're not actually going to play with this survival mode because we have I Need, Frostfall, and Campfire. So that should suffice with everything we need. So, let's make a save here. Yeah, there we go. Frostfall just activated. I'm really liking the rain here and the new sounds that I've added. It's very...
You talk to Ed, brother. Deja has been...
Yeah, we'll talk to you later, Deja. Let's set up the, So we have Resist Frost, Varied Diet, Wellness. Okay. I want to set up a preset of the Rustic Weathers mod here. I want to choose Fantasy, because I kind of like the bright colors from Oblivion. Let's see how that works out. Not too bad, but what about Vibrant? It kind of seems like to be the same thing to me. Alright, we'll leave it at Vibrant, right? I don't want, like... Yeah, this is nice. Alright, so we'll leave it at Vibrant. Or the East Empire Trading Company. Let's see what we have. Alright, so he's set up pretty decently. Some noble clothing, right? Perhaps, you know, something he acquired in his mercenary lifestyle. Do we have any weapons that we start off with? An iron sword. I guess that's okay. Fine hat. A ring of resist magic. Now, that's kind of a start that I didn't want. Right? I guess that's... I want to start off just, like, completely bare. Like, perhaps just, you know, fur armor and an iron sword. But I guess we'll take it. Let's see, apparel. I'm getting used to the PC menu. We'll eat the bread. And some apples. We have a water skin, so we can collect water in the wild or fill it up. An amethyst. Perfect. Alright, so let's actually look at... I wasn't trying to do that, actually. Let's actually look at what spells we have. So I imagine there are very few. We're going to favorite flames. We're going to use destruction magic. And healing. And for now, we are going to favor swords. But I may want to switch to, you know, axes. Maybe two-handed sort of, you know, spell sword. I kind of imagine him as a two-handed warrior. I've also installed this perk overhaul. I think it's called Adamant. People say it's like vanilla plus. It's not too overpowered. It just adds more flavor to the perk tree, which I like, because I wanted to install something called Ordinator, but it looked extremely overpowered. And I just sort of want like a vanilla plus sort of thing. So first thing we have to do, I'm not fond of the settings. Okay, we do have general dialogue and dialogue subtitles. Great. Alright, so let's collect some of these plants, because I will do some alchemy. How do we start Frostfall? That's something I'm going to add. I'm going to lower Frostfall a little bit because I'm a Nord. And I believe that Nords should be not shivering every 5 minutes. So I'm going to lower that down. Probably I needs, you know, requirements as well, because I don't think he should be hungry every 5 minutes either. So let's activate Frostfall now. I think we should immediately start with everything. You will be able to configure settings after startup is complete by using this power, yes. Lost in thought, you reflect back on how much the wilds have taught you about yourself over the last several days. You recall a book you once lost that was full of wisdom about survival in the open country. On a whim, you open your pack and find The Survivor's Guide to Skyrim. Staring back up at you, had it always been there? Or had thought alone summoned it? You push aside the thought as your thumb through its pages, and then carefully place it back, knowing that some things are never truly lost. Okay. So, Survivor's Guide added to Skyrim. For now, I think Frostfall has started, right? So, for now, let's hire a carriage. Yes, Frostfall has started. We're now prepared to face a closer, you know, more deadly Skyrim. And I think I want to start off at Whiterun. The area is cold and your exposure will begin to increase. The messages at the top of your screen will tell you when the weather changes. Okay, let's start off at Whiterun. Let's see if we can get a few adventures there. We have starting gold 600, not bad. Perhaps, just perhaps, let's collect this lavender. We could purchase some armor. I miss Skyrim. I haven't played it in so long. This game is very nostalgic to me. I played this when I was a kid, and it was definitely my first Elder Scrolls game. So it's getting pretty vicious, the storms here. Yeah, he's beginning to freeze now. So it's not a good time to go adventuring just yet. We're gonna eat some carrots and some fruits. You're damp, you're completely dry. I'm getting confused. Why is he both now? Let's check his status. Your resistance to frost improves your warmth by 25. Okay, that's actually like that. Your Nord blood. Exposure comfortable. Perhaps, oh, I think I remember, because I played with Frostfall once. I think it's like his exposure changes during the trip, during fast travel. So that's one thing that we actually have to consider as well. Another rule I may impose myself on is just no fast traveling, but I'll see how that goes and how I feel about it. So I kind of like the guard's comment there that iron's almost useless, but we're just gonna ignore it. So interestingly enough, that we can ignore, you know, the dialogue about the dragon being attacked, and we could just walk straight into Whiterun. And it seems like it just stopped raining randomly. So let's rent a room at the Bannered Mare, because we need to sleep. And we're going to see if we can get a job and perhaps some armor. Let's get a refill of water.
Of course.
Just 5 gold, good enough. And let's rent a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Let's see what sort of food she has
Let's
for
save that
sale.
appetite, hmm?
Okay, so Argonian blood wine. Resists 40% of poison damage. That's actually really good. Let's get some baked potatoes. A cheese wheel, I think. That's pretty good for us. Leg of goat roast. That's definitely a hearty meal. I'm gonna need to eat. Some venison. Is it cooked? No, it seems to be raw. We don't want to get sick, because I believe that's one of the parameters for this survival mod. Cooked pogfish. I think that must be new. And an apple pie. Maybe some ale, right? He's a Nord. He likes his beer. Any ingredients? She has garlic, salt. We'll find ingredients. Alright, so I think we're good.
I'll show you to your room.
No, we know exactly where it is. I haven't played in years, but I still remember most of everything. So it's 8:55. Let's sleep 11 hours. And by the morning, he's probably going to be starving. Let's see, 6. It's going to be 7:55 in the morning. It's great. Completely warm, well-rested. He's a bit hungry, but we have some food. Let's feed him an apple pie. And let's drink some water skins. Should that be enough, or does he need more?
Work you're looking for?
He may need some more water, actually. Yeah. Alright. I guess he could eat, some baked potatoes. Great. So, where is the innkeeper? Because I actually... Or can I order from her?
If you need more food or drink, speak. Depends. Are you thirsty?
No, he's definitely both.
Hungry?
I want to buy an extra water skin, but it doesn't seem like they sell it. Let's buy the salmon steak. So we may just have to find somebody else who sells, you know, a water skin.
Now please, no more questions.
Alright, so...
Hi there.
Let's see. Let's favor flames, healing, and iron sword.
I work with my mother. Sell fruits and vegetables.
I'm not trying to go into third person. I just still think that it's a bit awkward. The The buttons?
Romance. I love a good sword fight as much as the next man. But there's more to life.
I've always liked Battleborn, right? He's definitely a bard.
Need something?
He more of a skald, right? Like the D&D skald, where they're more Nordic warrior bards. They're not so much into... I mean, they love, like, maidens and stuff like that, but they, you know... They love bloodshed just as much. That's how I see John Battleborn there.
I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Yorland Greymane's got that honor. Man's steel is legendary. All I ask is a fair chance.
Alright, valid enough. So, we're actually gonna buy some armor
Finest
from you.
weapons and armor.
Because I don't think it makes a difference. Bandit iron armor. Man, we can't actually afford that at all. That's pretty pricey. I don't want to go into battle without some sort of armor. Because what's going to happen is that we're going to get obliterated. Oh, man. Well, I guess
Don't forget
we
to
could
check
try to
inside
find a
the
free
shop if
set,
you need
perhaps.
anything.
I love the weather, the vibrancy, everything that's going on here. All right, so I think I have a plan. We're going to go near the mines in Riverwood. And we're gonna see if we can find some free armor there by killing bandits. Gray skies loom on the horizon. I hope that doesn't mean that it's going to rain. Well, we can't really go around selling the clothes on our backs, because then we're just gonna starve and, you know, well, not starve, but freeze, and I don't think it really makes sense for Gunnar here to be running around naked. You know, he has some pride. I don't think he'd do that. So isn't the companion supposed to be attacking a giant here? Or I think I missed it. Yeah, I think I probably missed it. Oh, don't tell me it's drizzling again. That's definitely great. That's not what we want, but I guess we're just gonna have to roll with it. Let's get some lavender here. I actually really enjoy alchemy in Skyrim. It's something I want to do. I have another mod installed I completely forgot to mention. It adds 2 extra perk points, so it makes leveling just a bit more fun. Mainly, the main reason behind that is because I always found the leveling a little bit tedious in Skyrim. I know it sounds weird, and I don't consider it really cheap. It's just more of a fun factor, really. And, you know, like I said, I'm playing with extra things to make the game harder on myself. Actually, let's put this away. No, we're gonna just exit it. We're going to leave this alone. Alright?
Citizen, I'm warning you. Your presence is interfering with Imperial business. Be gone.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it alone. Eventually, if he sees that again, once we join the Stormcloaks, I think that's who we're leaning with. We will try to free prisoners. You know, Stormcloak prisoners we see taken by Imperials. But I think Gunnar knows just well enough that fighting that many Imperials right now with no armor is kind of suicide. Even with, you know, his limited spell work right now. I imagine he's been retired for years, actually, and he kind of wants to get back into adventuring. He's a Nord, right? Kind of wants to die in battle. That's his sort of thing. You know, Nords don't have that sort of blood where they retire. You know, they might for a while, and, you know, they just want to get back into it. Look at this water. You know, there was some really other impressive graphical mods, but for me, this is just enough. It looks great. So there's a dead rabbit here, and we're going to take advantage of it. Perhaps we could cook it. Okay, this is something I did not expect, and don't tell me we're going to die already. I'm still getting used to the controls here. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that'll be something if we die the very first video. Let's get some healing spells here. So for some reason, the wolf has an amethyst pelt. Well, not an amethyst pelt, a wolf pelt and an amethyst gem. Or did he eat it off somebody or something? Okay, so not bad. We were able to survive that. They kind of had me worried, I'm not gonna lie. A dead elk, too. So we could take the hide and make leather off of that. I'm going to try to make steel, but I don't think we have the perk for that. Yeah, I have to get used to the controls. I was way too late there with drawing my blade. Definitely fighting those Imperials would have been suicide. Okay, so we're close to Whiterun. For this video at least, I just want to get him some armor. Wetness. You're soaking wet from rain or swimming, which significantly increases your rate of exposure. Dry off by standing near a fire or spending enough time out of the rain and not swimming. Increase your coverage can help prevent getting wet in the rain. Okay. That's great. Is that what is that? Okay, it's some fish. It's fishing supplies. You must have a fishing rod equipped to use this. Oh, okay. I actually forgot that was a thing, right? The fishing. Because I never did it. Like I said, I never played the Creation Club stuff. I just know it exists and that I have it. But I wouldn't mind fishing if that's actually a part of it.
If you're looking for work, go see Hod at the mill.
Alright, so we're going to leave them alone for now. Let's get some thistle. We're going to come back here in, what is it, Riverwood? Yeah, Riverwood. And we're going to see what sort of armor we could buy. Let's get these mushrooms. More, Tapinilla. Alright, some purple mountain flower. I remember there's some wolves that attack through here. They perhaps die somehow. No, they're over here. Yep, I see them. Let's cast some flames. There we go. Alright, we may survive this. I don't want to get attacked by them because I know they can give a disease. Yep, just like this. Look at this. Where's he going? Perfect. Alright, let's get another wolf pelt. Now, we're getting some leather here. Perhaps we can make the iron armor ourselves. Alright, let's get rid of him. Actually, I hope they keep attacking. I want to get a two-handed weapon. Post-haste, you know, quickly. Because that's kind of what I want to use. I may settle for a shield. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. So this guy has the advantage, but we have the advantage of magic. There we go. Let's handle it. Wonderful. Fortunately, he doesn't have any heavy armor, which is what I actually want. Restore 15 points of stamina. Regenerates 30% slower for 30 seconds. That's okay. I mean, we'll take it to sell it. You know, Gunnar has no qualms about, did I say qualms? Qualms about taking from a bandit, a dead one. Actually, the stones are here, right? Let's actually activate one of the stones first. And it's still raining. Right, we're gonna pick up the warrior stone, because we're definitely going to be using, in my opinion at least, or at least I think so, some warrior skills more often. Let's get the warrior sign. Perfect. Now we will level up a bit faster. Because so far, we actually haven't made any advancements in the skill. Let's see how our destruction's looking like. One-handed is about to go up. No, hold on. What about destruction? Barely there. Restoration just started. It's a sliver of a point. Hopefully this is not our early doom. This would be embarrassing, right? After I said that I think it would be easy. Now, not easy. I don't... There's things we're going to avoid. I remember the Dwarven, or I should say the Dwemer Centurions. That's too easy. Their steam breath is just overpowering. I don't want to handle that. Like, even at level 20, it seems foolhardy. Alright. This is a bad situation. Did we get a 2-for-1 sale? Yes, they're both dead. Okay. I have to admit, the combat scenarios are kind of making me a little nervous. I think for now we actually may just have to settle for light armor until we find some heavy armor. It makes more sense to wear this right now. Clothing and armor add warmth and coverage, which are like an armor rating against the environment. The more you have of each, the longer you can survive in difficult conditions. Warmth is higher with gear that has insulation and furs. It slows down the rate of your exposure at all times. Coverage is higher with gear that has tight fittings and water-repellent materials blocking the wind and rain. This slows down how quickly you get wet and rain and your rate of exposure in severe weather. You can modify the protection of any equipment by selecting the Inspect Equipment power from the magic menu and pressing Shout. Okay, that's great. Provides excellent warmth and poor coverage. So we have fur armor. Let's put on the hide boots. I guess the hide bracers. And let's take off this hat. It's just not making sense with the scenario. Yeah, definitely. We may even go light armor, but I just imagine him with heavy armor. But he kind of looks cool in that. Alright, so let's... Right, I think we may be good for now. Let's actually drink some water. And eat a salmon steak. I guess we could take a nap here. If anything, we could sell what we get in this cave for higher, gear or materials. We may just make our first armor set. They've had me working down here for days now. It's not the time that's getting to me, though. It's these tunnels. I've told them countless times now to add extra supports to the weak sections of tunnel. If only we had more of those wooden beams that we reinforced with bronze buttons. Honestly, if I hear the earth shift one more time above my head, I'll be so stressed I may stop drinking for good. I mean, what's a Nord without his mead? Oh man, he should have left earlier. That spelled his doom. Should we take the torch? Let's take the torch. Right? I think that provides warmth. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it would make sense. We'll take the wine. Now, I remember some guy always comes out here. What was that? And, we're going to surprise him. There we go. Oh, this guy's two-handed. I don't like this. There we go. He has a mace. Perfect. Now, we're just going to take... Oh, he has a lockpick. That's great. We're going to take all of it. Alright, we need to sell things. Let's heal up. Let's actually take the coin purse. I'm not sure how I feel about the new textures of the, take the carrots. Okay, that's better points. Oh, the Khajiit. Well, we sent him back to elsewhere. He has a steel mace, right? That's more of, my character's flavor. Mace. Perfect. It's brilliant. I love the shine on it. I'm excited about that small sort of, level up here. Okay, so we actually have finally have some two-handed weapons. Oh, great. A piece of, heavy armor. That's perfect. Now, we have a iron warhammer and a greatsword. I think I'm gonna take the greatsword. Now, I know we took the two-handed battle axe, but, yeah, for now I think I'm gonna settle with the greatsword. Does it swing faster? 'Cause I just... Granted, I actually want to stick to two-handed battle axes, but I just have a thing where I really hate the way the iron battle axe looks like. I like the way the way the steel looks like the dwarven, but this one looks really ugly. Like, I don't know how to... Yeah, like, if it was just a bit more refined, a bit smoother, it could still look rugged. I think it would be a much cooler sort of weapon. But yeah, let's see how two-handed favors us. If not, we're actually gonna stick with one-handed. 4. There we go. So we actually have steel gauntlets, which is great. I didn't expect to find that. Let's jump down here. Alright, this is an orc. They're definitely dangerous. Alright. So... Oh, that's right. Actually, I believe I have a mod that makes the AI more aggressive. So that's actually makes it harder on us. At least I hope I installed it. I believe I did. but I'm starting to second guess myself because it's still a bit easy. I mean, it doesn't really modify combat, it just makes them more aggressive. So if they're attacking harder instead of just standing there, it definitely should be working. Alright, he has a steel greatsword, that's even better. Great. Let's see what he has. Well, we'll take the steel greatsword. Alright. Let's favor that, yeah. Let's see. 4 and 2 is healing. So there we go. Little bug going on there. For some reason we did not hear the magic, but whatever. I guess it was the fast switching. So we cleared this out pretty easily. We're gonna take the garnet. The hunting bow, we'll just leave it right there. A lot of food here. Let's take the grilled leeks, the potatoes, the wine, the regular potato, the bread. Charred skeever hide. I don't think Gunnar is that hungry. Yeah, let's take these gems here. Some gold here. Large sack contains nothing. The chest. Great, we're getting a lot of stuff actually. We could make some decent gold out of this this cave, and we're gonna sell it back to. Let's eat these raw carrots. All right, just to sate him a little bit. We can definitely sell these items to what's his name? The blacksmith in Riverwood. Man, I'm actually starting to forget just a little bit. I know Hadvar or Halvar is his nephew. Is it Alvar the blacksmith? I think it's Alvar or Alvor. But we're about to see him, and we're gonna see what kind of equipment we can get from him. What sort of money we could acquire. Perhaps purchase some armor. If anything, we're going to settle for steel, or maybe if we can take the ingots. I don't think it's above Gunnar to steal, because I know to activate the main quest line, we actually have to go to Helgen, which we will do in the next video. But I just kind of want to get this character settled. Perhaps buy a few spells. I don't know if I'm going to use Alteration or Conjuration. Definitely perhaps Conjuration. I think that could be, you know, beneficial to our survival. Especially if we take a companion with us, but I kind of like to avoid companions. Alright, some lightning bugs, but whatever.
If it's simple and strong.
Let's see what you have for sale.
Protect yourself or deal some damage.
Alright, so let's see what we can sell. Let's sell the great swords, the battle axe, the maces. We no longer want the sword. We're gonna keep the steel mace, just in case, because I'm not sure what I'm feeling right now. Two-handed or one-handed. We don't need that many sets of fur armor. I guess we'll keep the fur shoes, but only one pair, along with the hide boots. We don't need the hide shield. I'm gonna keep the iron shield, because I like the way it feels. Alright, perfect.
Good day.
Wait, actually, let's see if we can afford iron right now. So we have 840 gold. I don't think we can, or if we can, yeah, it's gonna severely affect us. Steel armor, yeah, it's just gonna cost all of our gold, and we need food and shelter and things of that nature. Alright, so let's at least get, we may need the travel cloaks. Obviously, we're eventually gonna have to build a tent here. We need 12 fur plates. So, I know a bear and saber-tooths, they give a lot of leather in return. We're gonna need a backpack as well. Let's get the leather from the wolf pelt. Right now, I'm just more concerned about armor. And we're going to stick close to towns so we don't die. An elk hide. Yeah, we don't want to ruin the water skins. We need those. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, let's just get all of them. Alright, so what sort of, it's Alvor. Okay. I don't know why I didn't even pay attention to that. I'm just trying to think about how to increase this character's survivability. We need 5 iron ingots and a conundrum ingot. We have more than enough leather. Actually, yeah. Let me see. Oh, I made too many leather strips. Because I know, okay, it's only the leather, right? That needs the high, leather count. Elk hide. Yeah, I think we could actually make iron with just leather strips. Okay, so we're fine. So I did remember that correctly. Now, I would try to steal these things, but he's right there. So I think for now this gear will do us well enough. I think we could survive in this. I kind of look like a barbarian. It makes me almost wish I went a barbarian. But, you know, I was very curious about that magic mod and trying, you know, magic in Skyrim again. And I also liked the backstory of being, you know, raised and trained by a witch priestess warrior sort of woman. You know, I definitely see Kine being like that. You know, just him being in a frozen mountain somewhere, uncharted off of Skyrim. You know, I really like that backstory. Sort of like a... What's the name of that character? Elric? Where he's like a sword and sorcery hero, but he knows magic. So, I think for now, we are going to end the video. We have prepared him just enough to survive. Perhaps we can start taking jobs at the bounty board. And, you know, things that will earn us gold with the Jarl. But the first thing we actually have to do in the next video is go to Helgen and either save Ralof or Hadvar. And just sort of help them out and get them out of the jam they're in. I was tempted to do the Helgen startup, but I think this would have been more interesting, you know, and conjure up more of a role-playing background instead of just the prisoner thing, I guess. I don't know. But, I also didn't somewhat have the patience to sit through all of it, but I guess it would have made sense.
Take this and hold on to it. I'll be back for it later. I'll pay you good. Don't lose it.
Alright.
No time to talk. Snitch or double-cross me and I'll kill you. I mean it.
Alright, so that's another situation we're definitely going to handle. We may even keep that shield. It's not above, Gunnar to do it. So let's throw a save here. And, in the next video, we're definitely going to go to Helgen and fulfill the Dragonborn prophecy. Well, not fulfill the entire prophecy, but get started on it. But, anyways, thanks for sticking around and, you know, watching the Let's Play. Hopefully I don't die too soon. I hope I at least make it to 7 parts with this character. But if I do, you know, that's going to be the end of his story, and we'll start off another character. But anyways, thanks again, and I'll be back with another video into Gunnar's journeys into Skyrim.